All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are back. Beatzilla PDX official news brief. And, you know, today we have to talk about, are they changing laws for votes? Because in Washington, D.C., we are seeing this just happen. We heard from our sister Lioness Crown, Jade Arendelle, just the other day, who told us, and as you see on the screen, DC set to allow illegal immigrants to vote in local elections. And so it says the DC Council passed a bill on October 18th permitting residents without citizenship to cast their votes in local elections. The bill, titled the Local Resident Voting Rights Amendment Act of 2022, aims at amending the city's election code of 1955 to include, quote, otherwise eligible non citizen residents. But how are they residents? Okay, anyway, in the definition of, quote, qualified elector for local elections. Under the bill, district residents, whether they are green card holders or living in the country without legally obtaining a residence permit, will be able to vote in local elections beginning in 2024. But they are required to meet other criteria to be a voter, including the age requirement of being at least 18 years old and having lived in DC for a minimum of 30 days. As for federal elections, non-citizen residents will still not have the right to cast their ballots. The new regulations was co-sponsored by DC Council members Breanne Nadeau, Janice Lewis George, Alyssa Silverman, Christina Henderson, Brooke Pinto, Robert C. White Jr., and Charles Allen. I'm assuming those people can be found here. Oh, and yes, they can. Now, you got all these black folks on there. I'm not sure why they weren't necessarily saying anything. But as you see, your usual Democratic suspects right there making sure that the agenda is going forward. And of course, that it directly negatively impacts the black community of Washington, D.C., right off the rip, with people who shouldn't even be on the soil. They're literally breaking the law, but you are putting them in a voter position. And I just have to wonder if convicts or felons out there in Washington, D.C. can actually vote. Because if they don't have the right to vote, but illegal citizens do, well, I'm sorry, illegal immigrants do because they're not citizens, then how does that work? So you mean to tell me that the black citizens who are felons that may still be going to work, paying taxes, can't vote, but these people who just got over in the city for less than 30, or well, for a little more over 30 days, can now actually have a vote when they can't? That would affect their community. That is not right at all. It is okay. Reading on, it will take effect after it is signed into law by DC Mayor Muriel Bowser. And again, family, this is the mayor. That's Muriel Bowser. So these people that you see getting off the all of those people on these big buses, yeah, they're gonna be able to vote locally and affect folks' lives locally in Washington, D.C., which used to be called Chocolate City. Now, all of a sudden, it's becoming chocolate with picante sauce. In the wake of the development, Senator Tom Cotton reportedly started working on a resolution to introduce in the Congress to block the district's attempt to allow illegal immigrants to vote. And that's the end of this article. So we'll see how that turns out. It should be, because it's illegal anyway. So it is extremely illegal to be trying to have all of these people voting. But again, family, when like they were talking about Stacey Abrams and the Democrats having issues with black male voters. Well, here's another problem. All of what they keep doing and keep asking for and keep wishing for has nothing to do with the black community. Matter of fact, it negatively impacts the black community. Foundational Black Americans have nothing to gain with this policy at all. Matter of fact, it hurts foundational Black Americans for this to even go on. And dare I say, it not just hurts foundational Black Americans, but also the non Black citizens of Washington, D.C. will be negatively impacted with situations like this because, of course, that group is going to vote their interests. And at the end of the day, they shouldn't even be here. But now having the opportunity to vote when, again, I don't know the situation of the felons out there, but if the felons don't have the right to vote, this is absolutely horrible. Like this guy. So you got to understand that is why we are demanding tangibles for foundational Black Americans. And November 5th, you can make your way to Washington, D.C. Shout out to brother Tariq Nasheed and Jade Arendale. They'll be hosting the FBA Rally for Reparations November 5th, Washington, D.C. at Freedom Plaza. So make sure that you be there. You look at all of those speakers. You see Reza Islam, Kaba Kabane. You see Dr. James Small. You got Boyce. You got Teslin, Dr. Kaba. Oh, Dr. Mayat. And, of course, Marcel Dixon and Connie Collins, who did the 106 pull up. So, with that being said, now just a quick reminder of what's going on here. And just understand, it is not because of Black male voters that you're losing. It's because of things like this. So you could change laws in a flash for illegal immigrants. But when it came down to your own community, it's a study or a fish fry or some kind of other deflection or diversion tactic. Well, there's a lot of votes coming up going on out there in Washington. I guess you guys need to be vigilant on who gets your vote, because they are trying to give your power, because they always say votes are power. So are they not trying to give Chocolate City's voting power away to illegal immigrants? That's what it looks like to me. Right at the moment when foundational Black Americans are demanding tangibles. Just can't help but notice the timing. Yeah. So with that being said, family, this has, of course, just been a Beatzilla PDX official news brief, talking to you real quick about what's going on in Washington, D.C., because this might end up happening in a city near you sooner than later. So please like, share, and subscribe this video. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Go ahead and leave a comment, whether you agree or disagree. That's fine. Just keep it respectable, and and we can agree to disagree. With that being said, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, Beatzilla PDX, and of course, all the other links are in the description. If you would like to support this channel, you most definitely can. Those links are also in the description. So please feel free, and thank you. Peace, power, and blessings to all of you who contribute and support this channel. It's much, 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 much appreciated. Much appreciated. So, and thank y'all for even those of you who give the likes, because likes are free. But likes helps, they help us get into the algorithm and boost the message of Black empowerment. So let's make sure that we hit that like button, family, and make sure that the likes equal the views. You know what I'm saying? That will help tremendously, and do that across the board for Black content creators, by the way. So with that being said, we are out of here once again. Stay vigilant, stay Black, stay alive. Black first. Shalom, y'all.